Alrighty, welcome back to Memphis Dynasty. What will be going through the offseason this week? Uh, so let's take a look at who won the national championship. It is finally Oregon who wins. They go 16-0. I believe the first 16-0 team in college football history. Dan Lanning buys the roster and gets the win. So that is how the season wraps up. Again, if you guys missed the last episode, we did lose the American Championship. We faced off against BYU in the Frisco Bowl and ended our season 11-3. So we have 9 persuasions here, and we've got a couple pretty big players that want to transfer. Alright, so let's take a look here. Kamari Wilson, his persuasion is extremely low. We don't have the conference prestige to keep him around. I don't think that we're going to be able to keep him around. But we are going to make the pass at Chris Bracey. He is not persuaded. Chauncey Logan, our ball hawk corner, has not been persuaded as well. Sutton Smith, the extremely low pro potential. We're going to try to get him back as that's the only guy remaining on our roster has decided to stay. So we don't need to attack the transfer portal for running backs that heavily. Everett Russaw, our user, extremely low, has decided to stay as well. Alright, let's take a look here. We can lose Bryce Anderson. It looks like Jerry Cross is going to stick around, which is nice. Oh, man. I don't know who to make passes for. We only have 5 more guys that we can choose from. 70 overall, redshirt junior. Alright, let's try to get Jamari Hawkins back. Has not been persuaded. That's alright. He did have a couple big drops down the stretch. Chase Carter has not been persuaded. Wow. Jeremiah Jordan keeps somebody around. There we go. Alright, we can keep him around for the safety room. That's nice. Ah, man. Who do we keep around? We got 2 more guys. Let's try to get Victor Malone. Has not been persuaded. Jaden Marable, Ian Williams. Oh boy. Let's try to get John Harding back, and he has not been persuaded. So let's take a look at everybody else leaving. Of course, we do have Brendan Lewis graduating. That is unfortunate. It does not look like he'll go to the NFL. That's okay. Brandon Chambers is going to transfer out as well. We did get Sutton Smith back from the transfer portal. Des Roziers is gone, our backup, and Frank Peasant. Our apparently All-American running back is also gone. We lose Jamari Hawkins. We lose Marcelo Busi. We lose Jaden Thompson, and we lose Kari Caldwell. We lose Bryce Anderson, and we lose John Harding, our starting left tackle. I believe our starting left guard, our starting center. Keep that right guard and lose pretty much our entire starting offensive line. We lose every single edge rusher that I believe we had on roster, which is awesome. Losing all those guys, plus this junior to the transfer portal. Drew Watts, our other starting linebacker, is gone. He was a redshirt senior. He's graduating. We did a big pickup, get Everett Russaw back, the single collar, but we did lose Cam Burden, who was a pretty big backup linebacker. We lose Jaden Flaker and Sam Brumfield. We lose Chauncey Logan to the transfer portal. We lose Cam Miller to the transfer portal. And we lose Namir Robinson to the transfer portal. We also lose Joey Hunter to graduation and Amarion Cooper. So I believe that is pretty much our entire cornerback room, which is awesome. We lose Chris Bracey. He's leaving because of the brand exposure. We did get Jeremiah Jordan back, but we also lose Ian Williams and Jaden Dennis. We also lose Kamari Wilson to the transfer portal. We lose Cortland Marsh and Ashim Young. All of these guys are all gone. which is very unfortunate. We lose Tanner Gillis, our starting punter. So this is really where the rebuild starts, all right? We were a talented team, but I mean, we're not a huge school. These lower tier D1 teams are not going to be able to keep up. We're going to lose people to the transfer portal. We're going to lose people to graduation. We just have to make sure that we can keep up with it. So it looks like we've got a decent amount of people that want to transfer in here. I'm going to take a look at this and we will be right back. Alrighty, welcome back to our recruiting board. So we got Gideon Matabuike, who was on our original board. We ended up taking a lot of guys off because of their brands, like brand exposure and stuff like that, all of their deal breakers. We're going to make a big push for Devin Godwin this week. Shaq Chisholm, Patrick Geary, Jameson Figueroa, and Alex Kalu are going to be our recruiting guys that we're going after. A couple interesting names from the transfer portal: Walker Howard, who I believe is a former 5-star. Kenny Minchie, the transfer sophomore from Tennessee. He's a Notre Dame guy. Isaac Brown is on our board. We didn't put any points down on him just because I just don't know if we can contend with schools like Miami, Florida, Georgia, Auburn, stuff like that. But we do, however, have Bo Jackson, the freshman from Cleveland, Ohio. He's from Ohio State. Another Ohio State guy, Mylan Graham. We're going to try to make a big push for him. A couple other guys, Jalen Mbakwe, who I believe was a big recruit. We got Shaq McCroy, who's 6'8", 362 pounds, an agile scheme guy. He's a true freshman. I mean, we're going to make a big push for him. He can be a really good tackle for our future. Justin Taunu, another agile tackle from Huntington Beach, California, where actually my teammate is from. That's funny. Christopher McLaughlin, he has got his first on a board. He's also a freshman transfer from Euclid, Ohio, up north. Agile scheme fit, we need some interior guys, so we're going after him. Luke Montgomery, another Ohio State guy who I mean, we just don't have the points to put down for him, but he's pretty good, so we're going to look at him if we're not off of his board after this week. Couple more interior guys that we are going to go after if we get the chance to. Aaron Fenimore, looking to be our center of the future, 6'1", 295, agile scheme fit. Then we got Tariq Stanley, the transfer out of Maryland. And then a couple pretty big guys. We got Keon Sabb, who came from Michigan and then went to Alabama. He's going to be our box specialist. If we get him, we'll probably play him at strong safety as like the star guy, the nickel role. And then Bray Hubbard, the other guy from Alabama. He's a coverage specialist, and right now we are number 2 behind Pitt. So hopefully we can get some of these guys. We are going to recruit another week. We'll see where we are there, and we'll take a look at these draft results. Actually, I don't think we had anyone. Yeah, no guys drafted for us. That's okay. We're gonna sim another week. I will see you guys at the end of recruiting. Alrighty, and welcome back. Now that we have all of our recruiting done, we're going to go into National Signing Day. Our big get was George Zamora. We signed 2 4-star tight ends, Martin Watts and Gideon Matabuike. We got Josh Killings, the 4-star tackle, the gem, and Kentrell Smoot, the gap specialist, Paul Carney, the thumper, Brian Blank, and Dorian Sturm, who I believe will both probably make some big plays for us, hopefully this year. As freshmen, we got Devin Godwin, our hopeful starting center of the future. Shaquille Chisholm, we beat out Clemson for. That was a hard-fought race. We got Sony Tafoya, hopefully that he is developable. He's a power rushing guy from Tennessee. Patrick Geary, a nice little pickup from recruiting. North-south receiver. He's only got 84 speed, but maybe we can develop him. He's going to be nice depth, though. Jameson Figueroa, the 6'2", 200-pound gadget guy from Louisiana. Alex Kalu, maybe his teammate, the speedster from Louisiana as well. Walker Howard, we ended up not pursuing because we got Kenny Minchie, the backfield creator from Notre Dame. Unfortunately, we lose out on Caden Fegan, but that's okay because we were pursuing Bo Jackson. the transfer from Ohio State. So we're going to take Fegan off our board. He goes to Illinois. And speaking of Ohio State guys, we get Mylan Graham, the route artist, wide receiver. We all know what Brian Hartline's been doing over there, so that's a huge pickup for us. Another huge pickup literally is a 6'8", 360-pound tackle, Shaq McCroy. He's a transfer freshman from Alabama. Another starting tackle for us is Justin Tawanu, I believe. He's a freshman, 6'6", 310. We did lose out on Chris McLaughlin, which is unfortunate. He was an interior guy that we were pursuing. Giovanni Jackson is undecided. We didn't pursue him, but we did get Cash Courtney and Aaron Fenimore in the transfer portal. So we're trying to bolster up that interior offensive line a little bit. We got Tariq Stanley, the transfer from Maryland. We did lose out on Keon Sabb, the transfer from Alabama, but that's okay because we supported that with Quentin Reddish and then his teammate from Alabama, Bray Hubbard, who I believe we're going to switch these guys around. Quentin Reddish is going to play strong safety, and Bray Hubbard is going to be our free safety. So those are our big pickups there. A couple position changes we're going to look at. I don't think we signed any athletes. Devin Godwin, 60 overall. That is not great. Okay, we're going to make him play on the interior defensive line because he gets a lot better there. And then Paul Carney, the thumping linebacker, can be a box specialist. We're not going to do that though. We're just going to have him 6'3", 220. He can play the strong side, be our single calling guy there. Which his overall is lower there, but I think that's okay. We're going to look at these quarterbacks. I don't think there's going to be anyone that we change their positions till we take a look at these receivers. We got the gadget guy. Yeah, not overly a ton of speed in this room, but that's okay. We're going to look at these tackles. Josh Killings ends up being a 74. That's pretty nice. We may move him inside, though. So McCroy, we're going to move Tawanu out to the left side. Hopefully he's going to be a good get for us. We're going to look at this inside position here. We got Ethan Newman. Hopefully we can get a couple development points out of him. Fenimore ends up being a 79 overall, so that's a pretty good pickup. I was worried we were going to have to move Killins to the inside. I'm going to take a look, actually, what he does on the inside. That's not the right guy. Josh Killins stays the same as a guard, so we're just going to keep him as a left tackle. Hopefully he's our guy of the future at left end. Not a lot of guys. Tariq Stanley ends up being a 75 overall, pure power guy. We got Shaq Chisholm on the other side. Not a lot of guys to develop though. Tafoya is a 67. We gotta recruit defensive line the next year. Try to get some guys in the room. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely where the rebuild starts. A lot of our guys graduated, a lot of our guys left in the transfer portal. Our two freshman cornerbacks are going to be our starters on the outside. Sturm, not very fast, but hopefully that's not going to be a big deal. But Brian Blank, a 75 overall freshman, 91 speed, 92 acceleration, 91 agility, 92 change of direction. I mean, this guy's an athletic beast. We just got to make sure that he's developed correctly. Free safety, Reddish, like I said, is going to get flipped out to strong safety, box specialist. I almost want him to play like a, who's the guy? Kyle Hamilton role, like what he does for the Ravens, where he's a little bit slot, little bit linebacker, a little bit of safety. Just depends on where we need him. As we got Jeremiah Jordan, who we kept in the transfer portal. He might play that other safety spot while he does those versatile roles. Or Devontae Haskins, honestly, can do a lot of that stuff too. So we will see there. Those are all of our position changes. Yeah. It's a week. Where does that leave us? Couple guys transferring. Not a lot of big guys. Bodiford ends up not transferring. I forgot to mention that. Cluse wants to transfer. Not a lot of big guys though. That's pretty exciting. Fireworks. Dev trait upgraded. Everett Rusaw has upgraded his dev trait. That would be awesome if he wasn't a senior. So I'm going to stop the video here. We're going to go through all of our progression. I'm going to manually upgrade everything. 77 from Mylan Graham. He might be a huge contributor for us. Alright, we'll be right back. Taking a look at these training results after we go through and develop all of our players. Kenny Minchie, a huge transfer portal addition. He's up to an 84 overall. You know, 85 speed, 93 throw power. I upgraded his accuracy a decent amount. Good throw on the run, throw under pressure. And that is somewhere where Arrington Maiden just did not really get that much better. I funneled a lot of his points into his accuracies. And if you notice by his overall, he didn't really go up that much. You know, it didn't really help him. Awareness is still pretty low. He's still a really good athlete. Just is not going to be as good as Kenny Minchie this year. So I believe Minchie is going to be our starter. Bo Jackson develops a decent amount. He's up to an 82 overall. We maxed out these athleticisms, which kind of stinks because he's only got 91 speed, but that looks like it'll be pretty fast in this game, actually. 83 break tackle. I mean, he's elusive. He's physical. He's a big guy. Bo Jackson is going to be our starting running back, followed up by Sutton Smith, who came back in the transfer portal. We'll try to get him involved just to make it worth his while, but Bo Jackson, the redshirt freshman, is going to be our main guy. Makari Bodiford, who also came back from not transferring. He's a sophomore. He's an elusive bruiser, just not overly as athletic as everybody else, so he might take a back seat. He's going to be our backup power back, though. CJ Smith saw a huge overall increase. He's up to an 87 now. I believe he was an 81 at the beginning of last season. He's up to 95 speed. Look at these athletic traits, but he's also got 92 catching, 86 catching traffic. Spectacular catches a 95. This guy is a fully developed wide receiver at this point, and I'm really excited to see what he's going to be able to do. Hopefully he bounces back from that disappointing end to the season, but also on the other side of the field, we got Mylan Graham, the route artist. He's got 94 speed, 97 acceleration, 99 agility. His catching stats are not nearly as good, but look at this route running. Oh my gosh. This guy is going to be able to get open. I'm thinking like a Jerry Jeudy type of player. Xavier Johnson saw a really good increase. He's up to a 79 overall. He's going to be our third guy. I'm not sure if I'll play him from the slot or anything. That might be Graham. I'm not sure yet. Brady Cluse also got a pretty good increase. He is probably going to be a slot guy mainly. Not because he's white. I don't want people to think that, okay? But, I mean, this is a real lunch pail, first one in, last one out type of guy. You know, he plays the game correctly. He's our slot guy. Jordan Bell sees a pretty marginal increase. Not an overly athletic guy, but we will see how he can develop over the next couple of years. Just not a very athletic guy. He doesn't have a very high ceiling. But Keandre Henry is someone I am pretty interested in. He didn't develop a whole ton overall wise, but you see that speed goes up 3, acceleration goes up 3. And looking at his skill caps, man, he's got a far way until he's maxed out. We can increase that quickness again. That route running can get a little bit better. Elusiveness. I mean, this guy might be like a gadget, like running back type of guy. Jerry Cross does not go up all that much. He's a 73 to a 77 now. His main thing, I wanted to increase his route running just so he could get open a little bit easier. Because once he gets his hands on that ball, it is over for everybody else. Alright. And then unfortunately, the rest of our tight end room has not gotten that much better. So we are looking pretty rough there. So we're going to be looking to sign some guys there. Hopefully that freshman that we brought in is pretty good. Tawanu is a 79 scheme fit guy, 84 strength. This guy is an athletic freak, 66 speed, 81 acceleration. Really, really nice pass blocker. That was our main goal there, is to get him better as a pass blocker. He's really well rounded. And then As a run blocker, he's gotten a decent amount better. Still can get better there, but has gotten better. Cameron Harden, Parker Peterson, and Tyrod Hogan. All three get marginally better, but not overly high ceilings there. At left guard, we got Ethan Newman. He's up to a 74. We're going to be looking at Cash Courtney actually to be our starter there. You know, just being a freshman guy that we brought in from the transfer portal, I think he's going to be our future there. Aaron Fenimore, he's not fantastic by any means, but an 80 overall is a rock solid center, and I'm really excited to have him for the next 2 years, hopefully. At right guard, we got Malachi Breland. He's going to be the one that we're running behind. He's an 82 overall raw strength guy. These running stats are crazy, though. 85 run block, 88 run block power, 82 run block finesse, impact blocking is an 890. I mean, this guy is just a brick wall in the middle of our offensive line, so that's pretty exciting. And then on the outside, we did get Parker Mitchell, a well-rounded 6'3" tackle. He's only 272 pounds. We did get him up a decent amount, that redshirt freshman. I want to say gets the start just because he's been with the program for so long. Unfortunately, we got Shaq McCroy, though, the agile sophomore, up to his 78 overall. And at 6'8", he's got 67 speed, 73 acceleration. I mean, look at these pass block stats, too. Run blocking isn't fantastic. Definitely better moving backwards than forwards. But, man, this guy is 6'8", and I'm really excited to see how he looks at right tackle for us. I think he's going to be our starter, unfortunately, for Parker Mitchell. The other two do not go up all that much. Will French might be a contributor in the future, but right now, just the guy from Memphis, Tennessee is not great. His deal breaker is playing time. We have an A+. I'm not sure why he is not in consideration right now. At left edge, we got Tariq Stanley, the pure power guy. We got his pass rushing moves up. I believe they're capped out now, but he's a pretty good run defender as well. I'm looking for him to make a pretty good impact on this team. Jaquinton Madison, the pure power guy. We also got his pass rushing moves up a decent amount. Not looking for him to be a huge contributor, though, unfortunately. At right edge, Kavion Benton, he's a pure speed guy. We got his pass rush moves up, but he's still only a 71 overall, so I'm not sure what we will be able to do with him. At defensive tackle, Marcus Burrs Jr., the redshirt senior, up to an 85, the pure power. His power moves go up by 10. That is a huge area. If we can get inside pass rush, then we are in business. His block shed even goes up a little bit. 2+ to tackle, 3+ to pursuit. His run defense gets better. But if we're talking run defense, we got to discuss Josh White. Gets a little bit better with this pass rushing moves, but look at these run defense stats. +9 to block shed, +8 to 8 tackle, +8 to pursuit. We're going to be looking for him to be our gap specialist guy. He's going to get a good amount of playing time. And then Jakar Gatling, I envision him to pretty much be a pass rushing purist. He's got 92 power moves, 74 finesse moves. You know, he's only 268 pounds, so he's just not going to be a gap guy. He's not going to be a nose tackle or anything like that. But we will make him a good power rusher, if anything. At our strong side linebacker, DeMarco Ward, the lurker, we're not able to increase his athleticism at all, but his awareness goes up, play rec, tackling goes up. He's going to be a pretty good run defender. His zone, or all of his coverages stats goes up pretty well. He's going to be pretty good for us. DeMarco Ward, at least a contributor. Jimmy Brown, same kind of deal, similar athlete, similar, upgrade points. We really want to make sure our linebackers can cover and tackle. Okay, so those are the big two things that we want. Everett Russaw, despite getting the depth chart increase up to an impact, is not going to be able to go up that many points. We did put his points into his athleticism. Gets a little bit faster, a little bit quicker to react to the ball, hopefully. The real intriguing guy is Wolf Walker, the redshirt freshman who is, I mean, the same athlete as Everett Rusall right now at 217 pounds, but we were actually able to increase his coverage stats a lot. So he might be our sub linebacker going into the season right now. And then, unfortunately, in Rambert, who has all of these physical abilities, was not able to go up all that much. We put a decent amount into his athletic stats, but I mean, just as a pure linebacker, does not get that much better. At weak side linebacker, Donathan Mathena, the lurker, 5'11", 232, does not go up all that much, but his speed goes up a little bit, and then, you know, some of his linebacker stats also go up. But if we're talking linebackers, Nate Thomason, the lurker, he's up to 210 pounds now, but he is our linebacker of the, or athlete of the linebacker group. Only 72 overall, but 84 speed, 90 acceleration, 81 agility. I'm making him a pass coverage guy, okay? Look at these stats. Plus 10 to man, plus 10 to zone. He can even press a little bit. You know, his pursuit is good. This guy is going to be our sub linebacker, okay? He's going to get a decent amount of playing time. And then Kamori Harris, the thumper, the guy who we talked about moving to edge rusher. I mean, there's just a very limited ceiling on a guy like this. Even with boosted coverage stats, he's just not going to be a contributor. However, I told you guys we wanted to go man coverage scheme, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Okay, look at these man coverage boosts. +8, +9, +7. Xavier Thompson is going to be a guy that I'm pretty invested in going into this year. It might be our two true freshman guys and Xavier Thompson, our starters. I mean, this guy is a pretty nice athlete, probably the best athlete in our room, but his zone coverage is pretty good at a 74, and he can run man coverage, so he's pretty versatile. His press, not very good. We have to make sure we keep him off the line of scrimmage. And his catching is really good too. He's going to be a really good playmaker. At our superstar transfer safety, Bray Hubbard, we only have him for 1 year, but man, it is going to hopefully be a great year. He's got pretty good athleticism, 94 awareness, 96 play rec, 95 zone coverage. This guy is going to make plays on the back end. I almost feel comfortable putting him in a single high safety spot. This guy is great in coverage. Jeremiah Jordan, the coverage specialist. Hopefully, you know, Jalen Thompson learns a little from Bray Hubbard, but right now we got Jeremiah Jordan as our backup guy, and he looks good too. Lots of really good coverage stats boost. Jalen Thompson, like I said, hopefully he learns a little bit from Bray Hubbard. But as our hybrid guy, he's really versatile, okay? So he can even get up and press a receiver. We might have him be almost like a tight end eraser. Play him in the slot a little bit. That Kyle Hamilton role, just like I was describing. Right now, that spot goes to Quentin Reddish, though. The 80 overall box specialist safety, 6'3", 206 pounds. He's got the size to play in the box. He's got the coverage stats to be able to play those hook zones. Can man up tight ends with 74 man coverage, 80 press. He's going to get in a slot receiver's face. He's going to be able to play in that box, and really I think that's the role that we want him to, because he's got 81 pursuit, 81 hit power, 62 block shed, which is pretty good for his safety. I mean, this guy's going to be a playmaker in the box. We got Devontae Haskins, who goes up a decent amount. Similar athlete to Quentin Reddish, but, you know, he's just got a long way to go in terms of some of these stats. So hopefully over the next couple of years we'll be able to get him improved, but right now it is Quentin Reddish who's going to be our starting strong safety. Gianni Spedic, the accurate kicker, goes up a decent amount. He's got +3 to kick power, +3 to his overall. He was great for us last year other than the 2 big field goals that he missed. I'm not concerned about it though. And then we got Lachlan Kerrigan, the power punter from Melbourne. So that is our training results. We're going to sim ahead another week. And I believe that's going to wrap up our episode. Xavier Johnson, who we were just talking about, wants to transfer. So I will do encourage transfers. We're not going to move around conferences at all. And then I will upgrade our coach skills off camera. I will see you guys next time.